Santa Ham is here and it's time to do the news. I've been told it's too early for Santa Ham, but I don't care, we're doing it. Today's gonna be a big one because we got 5 topics from Giants and 25 modders to talk about, so let's jump right in. So let's start off with something that a lot of people have been asking about, the testing list. If we go all the way down to the bottom, the last time this was updated was Halloween. That was a month ago. And though it may be kind of upsetting, it was updated very infrequently before that, and it's been kind of infrequent for a while now. Now, there have been a couple people that are not working at Giants anymore that used to be in charge of the testing list, and so I don't know if it's just a passing down of the torch, and the torch has just gotten covered up and is not lit anymore, or what, but yeah, I'm not sure if we're ever going to see this coming back. If we do, I'll let you know, but I've had people asking about it right and left, and the answer I have is no update. Next up, patch 1.3 is out now. It came out a couple days ago, and it has got a lot of attention. There's been a bunch of stuff that has changed, a bunch of stuff that's been added as well. Like, this is just the testing, or the changes. And then you've got Hootampin Ties, Elonka, Riverbend Springs, new additions here as well. Tons of stuff that's been going on. So if you haven't seen my video that I did on this, go check that out. I think it's almost at like 90,000 views or something. Must mean a lot of people want to know what's going on. Also, if you're into modding, they also talked about some modding stuff, so definitely go check that out if you haven't seen it already. And if you have seen it, hey, let me know if there's anything you're like, why is this not fixed yet? I'm sure there's a few things. This is also your reminder that a lot of mods have been releasing. We've got a ton of new mods for FS25 this week. We've also got a couple updates as well, so it is about that time. We're going to talk about another update soon in the modders list, but hey, if you're playing on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Mac, definitely go check out the mod up for FS25. That's not all, because Farming Simulator 22 mods are still being updated and released as well, although it has slowed down a bit from where it has been the past couple weeks. Also had a note that was saying that FarmSim 22 seems to not be getting as many mods as it was beforehand, not as much new stuff. So the cutoff for mods for FS22 for the end of this year seems to be very likely. Also, they're not sponsoring this video, but I wanted to let you know anyway, Gportal's having a sale for 50% off. So if you ever wanted to get a server, now is a good time to do that. You can also get 10% off. So I think that's 60% off total, I think. So for example, instead of a server costing you $241 at the lowest end, it's now $121. I am curious as well, can you get a whole year on here for 50% off? Can you? Dog. Look at this. Down from $70 down to $31 for a whole year. And if you max it out with the mod space and stuff like that, $113 instead of $252, which to be fair is a lot. So if you've been looking for a server, now is the time to do that. Again, not sponsored. I am wearing one of their shirts though, but still, check them out. That's all the top stories going around in the world of Farming Simulator. Now, let's talk about modders. And with that, let's start with somebody we haven't talked about in a while, Michigan Farming Maps, aka Taylor Farms. They got some new screenshots of their Frankenmuth map in Farming Simulator 25, which is looking awesome. You can even see all of like the farmland numbers through there. That's great. Now, it does appear that work is just getting started on this, as there's still a lot of stuff missing, but hey man, super excited to see this coming back. Frankenmuth kind of took the world by storm when it was released in FarmSim 22, so to see it coming back is phenomenal. There's also a little bit of specific information from Taylor saying that the fields are all complete, farmland completed, DEMs have been converted, and you can definitely tell the upgrades the Giants made to the game when compared to the FS22 map. Next up, real quick, the Power Tools mod that was released for FS25 for PC players appears to have some bugs. Now, I don't know what these are, but they say that some bugs snuck into the release, so if you have any reports of anything like that, make sure you report it on their GitHub. Next is something super awesome. So Chris S posted this a few days ago showing off the Colossus Harvesters pack. Now this is going to be the beet harvester, and you can see there it's harvesting carrots. It's got 19,000 liters of carrots in there, and it's at 0% full. Ow! How do you do that? Nonetheless, it seems like a lot of you guys are super excited about it, including me. So hey, Colossus Harvesters pack, it's coming back. Yes! There's also a couple super awesome stuff from 82 Studio as well. So he says, The Last Fighter, farewell. Oh yeah. The TLX Phantom is coming to FarmSim 22. Has been submitted. You can tell that from the tags right here. So this is going to be for FS22 for all platforms. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a preview of this or not. Just depends on if 82 Studio sends it over to take a look at. Nonetheless, super awesome there. Additionally, he submitted some stuff for FarmSim 25. So we have the back in business, submitted for testing, global goods, transport pallet. Now, this right here is one of the most overpowered mods that's ever been released for FarmSim 2 and now 25. Previously, all you had to do was like put this down around one of your triggers for one of the wool spawn in this. I assume now milk and stuff like that as well. And you could pick this up. It's liftable, so you don't have to do much with it. You just kind of put it down. I got a whole video on it, FarmSim 22. Could check that up. You haven't seen it already. Yeah, words. And lastly, 82 Studio wants to hear from you. What would you like to see converted next into Farming Simulator 25? Says anything else, post down below. Got the Phoenix series, 82, the 3500, and the 2020. So let them know. Next up, we got Sleutjes Modding, and you can see right here, Lizard W900B, that's the Kenworth, is now pending FS22. So it has been submitted. This was on the 26th, which was 3 days before recording this. I'm currently recording on the 29th. We do have a little bit of information on it. Model's still waiting for testing on the Mod Hub. It's intended for all platforms, and that kind of thing. They also say regarding the mods for Farming Simulator 25, they're still working on converting a few things, learning the new style of material that is present in the new simulator, translation stuff, and they hope to bring more information about mods soon, so stay tuned. Last week we talked about RossN Mods Fast Track 4000 icon. I think those words are in the right order, and this week we get to see it into game. JCB Fast Track 4000 icon is in the game. It says internal testing has started, which is fantastic news. Super excited about this. JCB's not base game at FarmSim 25, at least for tractors, and we still haven't figured out why. Maybe Santa can bring us some for Christmas. Regardless, it's really nice to see somebody working on a JCB. I'm sure they're not the only one, but this is the only one I've seen so far. All right, next up, we've got some stuff from JHHG Modding. Ton of stuff here. So this is the John Deere S700 and S600 series combines. Bunch of stuff in here. So many pictures. We showed this off a little bit last week, I believe, but now we have a lot more information, a lot more dedicated information. Yo, look at the muddle of that tire. It looks fantastic. Whatever they're doing in the game is looking great. So then let's talk about it. They say the John Deere S700 and 600 combines for all platforms. I'm not sure why they put PS4 and Xbox One in here because those are not supported. However, I will say there's a lot of PC players that don't know what's going on with consoles. This may just be one of those. So we have openable all side panels and doors, all realistic dashboards for the G4 and G5 commands. There are 28 wheels and track configurations, including LSW floaters, row crop, wide duals, and wide singles, all 10 S-Series motor configurations. So that is the S550, 650, 660, 670, 680, 690, 760, 770, 780, and 790. Whew, goodness gracious. 12 different grain tanks, with 9 being static, 3 foldable. 8 different pipe configurations, 3 chopper boards, 4 trailer hitch configurations, 2 rear axle configurations, 2018 and 2022 model year configs, 10 number configs, 75-year John Deere self-propelled combine configuration, 2 ladder config specs for North America, South America, Australia, EU, and the Hilco Side Hill Euro. There's also 6 wrap configurations for Farm Rescue, Bushlight, which is going to be PC only, obvious reasons there, USA, Canada, Brazil, and Australian. Super excited. Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. Next up from the SMI Modding team, the Grissoni CRX headers are coming back. They say new to the CRX series, the grain version. Now, this is weird because they're all the grain version. We have the Grissoni CRX Sotaflex and the regular CRX. I'm not really sure what the difference is, or maybe it's all the same. Please help. I don't know. Regardless, they're heading back in the 6, 6.5, and 7.2 meter version as well. 6.6 meter version. Always love these. These are great for smaller maps. We don't have any small maps in base game, but having these as mods for mod maps is fantastic. Like, I couldn't get around Court Farms without one of these. Additionally, their High Mac Energy's also coming back to FarmSim. It's going to be the Lizard Energy, I believe, for console players. So get excited for that. Pretty cool. Next up from Augen Modding, if you are a fan of old Massey Fergusons, you're going to love this. Their MF600 series is going to be coming to FarmSim 25, and it's going to be for all platforms. Super duper pumped about this. We don't get a lot of information, but if I move my head over here, you could see a little bit better. Check that out. Absolutely beautiful. Augen Modding is one of the best tractor modders in Farming Simulator history at this point. They've earned their spot. So super excited about this. Very, very pumped. Love old Massies. Come on, man. Next up, what you think about this? The Powfinger FLC 253 pack. Had to write that down on the side screen over here. For Farm Sim 25 for Blacksheep Modding is coming soon for all platforms. Oh, man. We've had this for a few months now, at least in Farming Simulator 22, and it is great to see they're bringing this back to Farm Sim 25. It's a really cool mod. We had a lot of fun with it back in Farm Sim 22, but since a lot of players are not playing that anymore, granted, there's still a lot of players playing Farm Sim 22. I will not ignore that fact, but there are a lot of people on 25 now too. So it's cool to see this coming back. All right, now we're turning up the heat a little bit because we've got some super cool mods from Hispano Modding. This is the Bcbuhlers with Windrow. Actually, just spoke with Hispano Modding like 3 minutes before recording this video. And guess what? We should have a preview of this coming out in the next few days, so stay tuned for that. Regardless, mega awesome here. You can see the Massey Ferguson, the K-Brand, the Kloss, Massey Ferguson again down at the very bottom, the Finn, and two Krone? Wait, what's the difference between both of those? I have no idea, but one says Bell Collect. Maybe there's a Bell Collector on the back? Who knows? I have no idea. As of about 4 days ago, it was almost ready to go, and we got this picture 2 days ago. Since we're only doing the news once a week right now on Fridays, well, try and get it out to you as quick as we can. Nonetheless, stay tuned. We should have some video of this coming in the next few days. Next up, Agro Tonho are bringing back some of their big plows. These are the 72 and the 82, the SM plows. You may remember these from Farm Sim 19 and 22, I believe. They are big. They unfold, but they are absolutely massive. If I remember correctly, they don't take a massive amount of power, but it's still like 300 to 400 horsepower, somewhere around there. And they've got a trailer hitch on the back. Would have been nice to have a 3-point on the back, but I also can't think of anything that I would put on the back of this anyway. So regardless, if you want to get it filled done quickly, looks like that time is coming. Oh yeah, and for anybody curious, their Husqvarna MZ54 Mauer did fail testing. However, they've corrected it and sent it back. This was as of 3 days ago, and they say that this one is still for Farm Sim 22. But the only thing I can think of to put on the back of that plow is probably this. This is our big seed hawk from Bcbuhler Farms. He says it's been converted, just needs to do a few tweaks, and then it's ready to go. But I have good news for you. As of the time of recording, it's already with Giants for testing. This was released early on in Farm Sim 22's lifespan. 24's not even a real game. What am I doing? Real early in 22's lifespan, and I actually didn't know about Bcbuhler Farms until this mod was released, and then I was absolutely hooked. Great stuff. Oh yeah, there's also a couple more things right here as well. So the North American Shed Pack, the Crops Input Co-op. We also have the Sea Call Pack, which we talked about. Soaring Eagle SA30 Drive Over Conveyor, super useful with that. Meridian Grain Bin Pack and the Foremost Smooth Wall Hopper Bin Pack are all with Giants right now. This is 19 hours ago when I'm releasing this video. So get pumped. It's almost here. Well, I say it's almost here. It's going to take some time, but hey, it's happening. Next up, AMG Agri's got a couple of front loaders for us. We have the Massey Ferguson FL series and the Quickie Q series. They've also sent these over to me, so hopefully in the next few days, I'll be able to get a video together for you guys to show it off. It's their first mods for FS25. Happy to introduce those Massey Ferguson FL and Quickie series. So they say the first size to be included in the first version is the FL41 and Q5 models. They come in two versions, which is great, and both current and branded new Massey Ferguson versions are included, as well as multiple color selections for the Q5, which is really good. But I think this was actually created, November 22nd. That's like a week ago. Nonetheless, this was made before the new color mods came out. So there is that, so you'll be able to change them whatever color you want. Doesn't really matter there. So super excited. I can't wait to show you guys these. They look awesome. All right, so next up, we've got a bunch of stuff from Adub Modding. First one is going to be the brush cutter. 5 different color configs, but now there's unlimited color configs. It's got a guard configuration and can even be strapped down to trailers, which is great news. I think this was his most popular mod in Farm Sim 22, so really cool to see it coming back. Additionally, the MF2 plow is going to be coming back. This is from the old gen Massey pack. It's a little plow, but it also doesn't require a lot of power. It can be fully customized, and it looks like you could take off the logos now too. So you can pretty much use this on whatever you want. This will look really cool on the back of a John Deere. Also, his Hauer buckets are going to be making a return. These are the ones where you can add the grab or not add the grab. Really cool there. He's done a great job with that model. These are coming back, I believe, for like a 3rd or 4th game in a row. So that's really nice to see. And for PC players, he has released the Horse Pack over on his Share Mods page. So you could go to the link down below and get that if you guys want to. Unfortunately, these never came to Mod Hub. I know he submitted them a few times, but they were not accepted. Nonetheless, here you go, the full pack. I've actually done a video on this because we thought it was going to release and it just didn't. Nonetheless, if you want it, check it out. It's on the Share Mods. Next up, we got Kasdan 18 and their Lizard Tow Trailer. Wrote it down, I forgot. This is the 2-axle, not the 3-axle. I'm sure we'll see the 3-axle as well, but if you're looking at something like this, well, it looks like they are working on it and putting it together, hopefully soon. Next is 2 more returning mods. These are from HR Force. We have the Lizard Recorder, which is this little guy right here. Use it to kind of like bam, bam, like, well, or maybe nudge the stuff close. Anyway, I don't do logging. Surprise, surprise. We also have the 3-point barrel weight as well, which will be added, which is very, very cool. Showing it off on the American map there. These are great. Looking good. If you're into logging or need a small little barrel weight, which we don't have a barrel weight based game, which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. Nonetheless, they're coming. Next up from Ex0Blode Modding, we have their Case IH14 Subsoiler Pack. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes currently. So here it is, looking fresh. This was actually posted like a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago. I totally missed it in last week's video, so I wanted to bring it to you this week. These are returning mods from previous games, but it is really nice to see them. Also, they're also working, they're working on their Steiger Cougar. They're doing their first testing. This was like 5 days ago, almost a week. Probably still going to be a little bit of a time, but very cool. Oh, I can't wait. Bring on the Steigers, baby. Not a massive mod, not usually something that I would talk about in Farm Sim News, but JMZ, who releases a lot of stuff, has a little ridge maker. It's nothing too big, nothing too crazy. I guess they wanted to get this out for Farming Simulator 22, but couldn't because Giants wasn't accepting things that only worked with DLC. So they're bringing it in, and it's going to be for all platforms for FS25. Also got another mod. This one's from GianFS. They have their little rear platform here. Very cool. Nothing too crazy, but nice to see it coming back. Mac Trucker 921 is back, and he's got a few things that he's working on currently right now. And also says, on another note, if there's any colors in a color palette that you would like to see from them, to let them know. Now, this was made 6 days ago, so unfortunately, the new update hadn't been out yet. So now, with the new color update and everything like that, I'm not sure if this is relevant anymore, but hey, rock and roll. Also, shout out to Zach. You know I love my toothpaste tractors. You the man, Zach. Next, get ready, because Ikas Modding has worked on so many buildings. I've got a few in my possession. Hopefully, I'll be able to show those off this weekend to you guys. I got them, Ikas, don't you worry. So we show off this first post right here. It is the Midwest shop. It is the first mod that really kind of put Ikas on the list. They did a really good job with this. They say it's ready for testing. It is looking fantastic there. Absolutely love it. It's exactly the way it was. That is not it. This is only it. However, this is kind of like the Midwest shop and more, the 3 Stars Workshop. They say it's ready to go for FS25 as well. Now, this one is absolutely massive. So it's kind of like the American Workshop on one side, and then so much more. This is the biggest building that they released, and boy, you can tell it is massive. And if you were curious about everything else, Modern Barn with Workshop, 3 Stars Garage, Small Hall, Old Wooden Barn, 3 Stars Garage again for FS22. Sorry, American Workshop for 25, American Carport for 25, White Garage for 25. Yeah, I think we'll be good with American Building soon. And if it's not enough, well, don't worry. Members Paradise is going to hit you with it. They asked, do you want the Welker shop and the workshop as a standalone as well? Of course we do. Next question. I'm just kidding. But seriously, these look absolutely amazing. I super recommend to them that they do this. I just love Welker Farms. Come on. And we're almost done, and I've only had to record for half an hour. This has been fantastic. So we got a new logging map from Carl TG, who's been around a long time, made a lot of different logging maps, has made their stake in there. Silver Lake Forest is the name of this new one. We pop in, take a look at a couple of the screenshots. These are early work, but still looking fantastic. And I can even give you some information. So They say that there's a ferry that goes across the river. The road has been made of terrain decals, which also looks really nice to follow the terrain. Base game does that. Railroad with a bridge that crosses the river to reach the other side of the map. That's pretty sweet. Nice to see bridges. A main roadway with a road bridge. A railroad grain silo where you could sell grain. How awesome is that? And a sawmill next to the railroad for selling wood and products. That's cool. We also have a more recent update. That was kind of the first to post this one. They said they've added the forestry area with 2 fields. That's nice. Small house, and the kind of houses will be all over the map for more realism. So that is very, very cool. Taking a look at some more of the screenshots here. Again, we get to see more areas around the map. It's looking good. And lastly, this is actually something that I missed from last week. We talked about OxygenDavid, and we talked about all the stuff with Comston coming back to the game. So if you missed that, go check that out, because we're not going to go over. But they did post a creepy NPC pic. Right here, right there, they've got an NPC. Now, I can't tell who that is. Can't tell at all. Maybe it's a custom NPC? I have no idea. Nonetheless, NPCs will be on Comston. Very cool. And there you go. That is it for today's Farm Sim News. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, drop a like, get subscribed if you're new, and join the GoHam fam. Double check that notification bell. That way you never miss videos like this one. One more quick reminder, definitely pick up a Gportal server if you're looking for something that's on maybe 50, 55, 60%. It's insane. Nonetheless, have an awesome weekend, and we will see you later. Peace. Hey, I might be Santa Ham, but I still build toys. I built this one out of Legos. It was for me.